I predict this will get more traction.
No, he's right. I have a lot to say about this, actually. I'm gonna let him talk first, but
Than my average music making video. And that's because this type of video appeals to more people. Why is that? Why is talking about music in the music business more appealing to audiences than music itself?
Easy. Because you have to niche down when you're making music. Not everybody's gonna like the music that's a musician or like somebody that listens to music. Whereas this appeals to most music producers, right? We need more musicians making music on YouTube. That title right there, it appeals to like a lot of music producers. It's like 90, like you're going to stand and be like, you know what? Maybe I should do that. That's why this is going to get a lot more views than its normal stuff. People were like, why don't you make beats on your channel, Weaver? Why don't you do that? Well, because people don't want to fucking see that, dude. They sub for the news content or for like video essays and shit like that. That's why. And that's why I don't do that. Like I'll do it sometimes on stream. I'll make beats. A lot of times I don't though, because I like privacy. I like privacy when I make music. I like creativity. I feel like is not something that should be observed through like a glass wall like that. You know, it shouldn't be just people just watching on the other side and you hear nothing. Like it's pressure. Like it just doesn't feel organic at that point.
We'll get more into that in a second, but the fact is, this is what people think they want when they go on YouTube. And if you're a video maker who focuses on music and making music, it might be tempting to just talk about music because that's what folks respond to the most. I've been there. I want to be clear. We need stuff like video.
See, the reason why John can do this though is because, I mean, I don't know if you guys know this. He's been like famous like way before YouTube. I mean, if you don't know this, bro, John Wayne, bro, he's done shit with Stone's Throw like years ago. Like, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this because he doesn't have the same name. I don't know why he doesn't either. He raps too. I don't know if you guys know this, bro. That's probably why he did this, to be honest. So to prove that like he could like build his channel without like using his brand, maybe just for the challenge or something. I don't know. Yeah, now everyone knows this though. Like he's actually, bro, he's goated, dude. I've known about this dude for like fucking years, dude. Like 10 years. Like he's got like a boiler room set with him rapping here.
I stand my ground, but I hope I never have to pull the.
Bro, he's got I didn't even know this. He has a fucking needle drop review. Like I got mad respect for John Wayne, dude. Bro, people assume like all people that do music on YouTube are like just fucking YouTubers who like have no other option. Like this guy's like, he doesn't even need to do this. Same thing with Ben Jordan. I almost said Ben Wayne. Same thing with Ben Jordan though. He doesn't even need to do this, dude. Like they're just doing it for the hell of it. Why did he choose to be DAWless? Probably what I was talking about earlier, tactile, different workflow, feeling.
Music and criticism and talks about the business. We need deep dives on specific gear to use and how to use it. And we need your opinions.
And entertainment too.
If that's what's in your heart of hearts, to make videos talking about what it's like to be an independent musician in 2024 or what the...
See, the thing is, I don't even know if it's in my heart of hearts to do like the content I do, but I do have fun like making jokes and shit like that. That is fun to me. And like sometimes editing can be fun, but a lot of times it's not. But also I think making music videos or whatever you want to call them, like the kind of stuff he does, to me, that's not really that fun either. Like I think I would actually rather do what I'm doing than that personally.
New synthesizer is, more power to you because all of it is needed and essential. But I'm here to tell you that if you have a desire to do the music part here and you wish you could do that, I'd like to try to inspire you today. I know how tough it is to do this. I know how tempting it is when you're on YouTube to skew your efforts towards what you know will work, because when you do what YouTube likes, you really get rewarded for it. It gets you pushed out to more people, you get more time in the sunshine, and opportunity starts knocking at your door. It's great. And when you don't do what YouTube likes, well, your stats and opportunities can dry up. In spite of all that, we still need to...
I feel like he's in a position where he doesn't have to worry about this as much. Like not that he's like privileged or anything, but he worked to put himself in a position where he doesn't need to worry about, like he can just upload whatever. Like it may get less views, but people are still interested because a lot of people that are sub to his channel are interested in the music.
Show audiences what being a musician is all about. And I believe that there is a lot of potential in making music creation as interesting and engaging as anything else on the platform. So before we go any further, let me share with you my experience. I've been on this website for a little over 2 years. Before I started, I put out a...
I don't understand how he's an SM58 and there's no pop issues. I don't know, maybe I just talk loudly or something or project loudly. I don't know, but I have to have that little thing on it.
Call on my socials for an editor and found Schnoodle, who edits my videos to this day. My first video was shot with a single point and shoot camera, though honestly I could have just used my iPhone.
One thing I will say is if you have ever thought about doing YouTube and you're worried about not having the gear and that's like prolonging you from starting, just use what you have, dude. A lot of people start out with just their phone. Or like in my case, I think I started out with a GoPro, dude, because my phone was not good enough. Like I used a GoPro and that shit was garbage as fuck, dude.
Jerry rigged it to sit over a table I found on the side of the road. I showed how I made a song on the Polyend Tracker and I uploaded it, I kid you not, on the 4th of July.
He's using it off axis so the plosives don't hit. Okay, that makes some sense. Yeah, usually I put it pretty close, but bro, you gotta like boost the shit out of it if you're using an SM58.
Which, if you don't know, a holiday is
just because like you got to talk, you know, towards it.
Is one of the worst possible times to upload a video. I learned from that. After that, I uploaded another, and then I uploaded another. And the reception from people was warm, but it wasn't having the spread or impact I thought it would. It wasn't long before I realized, oh, I have a lot of work to do on this format. I needed to do something more in order to make this engaging for viewers, but also to make it sustainable for myself because, you know, I wasn't making any money on it. So I invested in a second point and shoot. I set them up as USB webcams. And
part of the reason his stuff works too, at least at this point, that having the multiple camera angles is really good for, you know, the sort of stuff where he does, where you're making music. Does he like drumless beats maybe while we're watching Vosh? Okay, that's...
I had my editor edit live streams I did on Twitch into watchable videos. And it took 8 months of indifference until things finally started picking up and we found our stride. Since then, I have been through several iterations of style and presentation. I have been through several...
Horsing around with John? Stop it. Fucking stop it. Stop it. No.
Iterations of...
If you don't get that joke, you should be glad you don't get that joke, all right? God damn it. That's awful.
Channel has always remained the same, and the changes I've made to my set and my approach over time has only served to get closer to the thesis of my channel. I've spent countless hours through trial and error trying to find out how the process of making music could be as valuable.
Ooh, tattoos, yeah. What do you guys think? I think he's a tattoo list, guys.
And I'm just a single video maker. There are so many on the platform that are similar to me. And we all have our own styles and storytelling and tone and pacing. Something I do notice. Tattoos
are way overrated. That's why, I mean, personally, the reason why I didn't get any is because it became so popular to get them that I felt like it was almost like, I don't know, I don't like to do what everyone's doing.
This, though, amongst most of these channels is their view counts are relatively low. There's outliers, sure, you know, but there's a lower average among those who show compared to those who tell. So what's the problem? This is the part of the video where I'm expected to say the problem with doing this on YouTube is the algorithm. But the algorithm is just a reflection of everyone who uses the website. YouTube doesn't have a mind of its own with secret rules and preferences. It's just picking up on the psychology of its users, which is kind of a harsh truth when the algorithm isn't being kind to you. That sort of means that people don't like what you're doing and what you have to offer, right? Well, I mean, not really. It's showing the user what it thinks they want.
Like, what do you go to a tattoo shop? You're like, I guess I'll get that. Can I get that one on your arm right there too?
See. And what people want to see is something that will provide value to them, whether that means entertainment or information. Audiences need to be sold on.
He's speaking straight facts, dude.
On watching you even before they start watching you, because the first thing they see from.
And I think part of the problem with like a channel like BWB is he's not providing value to the people that he's hooked in beginning early on in his channel. They grow. And the thing is, he doesn't provide them content as they grow. I mean, people accuse him of botting, and it's hard to say for sure if he's botting or has botted. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it personally, in my opinion, probably. But I just think he doesn't provide value to people as they're growing, you know? And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people tune out. They sub to him, and then they forget, they stop caring.
You is a thumbnail and a title. So you upload your video, and all of a sudden it has to compete with, 200 video.
Oh, this is another reason too. Okay, I think he's about to touch on this right now. But basically, part of the reason why it's so hard to upload just music or just like yourself making music is because you have to compete with like clickbait shit. Now, obviously, I'm guilty of that too, but that's basically that's the game, dude. That's the game. Like whether or not like you're telling the truth in the title, like you have to like It has to be clickable. It's got to be interesting, right? I mean, the thing is, it's not even whether or not you want attention. If you put in a lot of effort to making a video and it doesn't get any attention, it feels like wasted time. So like, it's not even a matter of like, oh, I need all the attention in the world. Like, people just don't want to feel like they wasted their time. Clickbait them and then make a beat. You're gonna have more dislikes than likes, man. Unless you can find a way to fit it into the video smoothly, right?
Them all by the title and thumbnail. Here's the problem with that. How do you sell a song without being able to play it? How do you make that more appealing than a video that has a talking point that can be pitched in the title? How do we compete with the novelty of shifting conversation?
It's just a lot harder. Like, what he's trying to do is a lot harder. And I feel like if he wasn't also John Wayne, this would be a lot harder for him to do.
The uphill climb of showing music being made on YouTube is it requires more commitment and curiosity from your audience to see it through. The promise of what you're delivering is more abstract and the payoff is more subjective. It requires you to show up and deliver time and time again and get it to the point where your audience isn't showing up because of the title and thumbnail. They're showing up because they know you deliver. And at that point, it doesn't matter how you hook them.
But yeah, think about this. How can let's talk about just a raw song upload. Like, you're uploading a song with just the audio with the picture, right? How the fuck can that compete with things such as hip hop has an industry plant problem? You know what I mean? How the fuck are you going to compete with this? You can't. You just can't, bro. The only way you can is by having like a huge name already. You got to be like Drake. You got to be Kendrick Lamar. Somebody that people are just there's gonna be a word of mouth to it. Like, you have to have a name essentially in order to compete, in my opinion. Either that or it has to be the craziest song of all time, and so crazy that people will go around sharing it. Now, how hard is it to make a song like that? Pretty fucking hard. In fact, I don't think you can upload a song like that too often.
Just know it's going to be good. And that is...
You could... Okay, sorry to quit pause so quickly. But yeah, another way to add interest would be like a music video or something. Like, if I were to upload a music video, or if, Charlie, like Moist Critical, would upload a music video. Cover art, how crazy can the cover art be to make people click on it though, man? Like, you gotta have a naked woman there or something, bro. People have different reasons for going on YouTube. It's just psychology. It's a lot hard to get people to click on something like that.
Is when you move beyond the game of this website and all that's left is a place where you can share what makes you fulfilled with people who will appreciate it. So we need...
Oh, is his real name John Wayne? It is John Wayne. Holy shit. That's epic.
We need musicians who want to make videos, making videos about making music. We need you for one big reason: advancement. Showcasing the music process as a story is a relatively underdeveloped concept. It's one that begs to be evolved through trial and error. As good as you think music process videos can be now, they're nowhere near where they could be in 10 years. What we have to do as musicians who make videos is work together, sharpen each other's swords, and to make the process of making music more rewarding for the audience. YouTube isn't against the pursuit of showing artistic process. We, by and large, are failing to make our processes as engaging as the prospect of a video essay. If it will take 10 people 100 years...
It's not even... I don't even think it's on our... Like, I don't even think it's musicians' fault for not being able to do that. Like, it's fucking hard to do that, dude. It's just less interesting. Like, there's less to it. You know what I mean? It's mostly music, right? And like, what can you put in the title or thumbnail that is going to be more engaging than hip hop has an industry plant problem with a bunch of fucking famous artists you recognize in the thumbnail with that's super saturated, like pops out way more than every other video. Like, how can you compete with that? You just can't.
Years to figure it out. It'll take 100 people 10 years. I mean, the math might be off, but you get what I'm saying. We need more vision. We need more examples, and it won't be easy. I know how discouraging
creativity. It's going to take some insane creativity to do that. I'd be interested to see how people do that.
It can be to pour your heart into something artistic, to get it just right where the visual...
I like Matty Balls. I like them. I like them.
Match your intentions or whatever medium you're working with. Something that you really...
Like, no shade to him. I'm just saying, like, in terms of the YouTube algorithm, and the YouTube algorithm generally reflects the user base and whether or not people click on it and human psychology, right? And this is just what works. This is just what people click on. It's a long video. It gets people to watch. It's intriguing. You're wondering what's going to happen in it, what else you're going to see in there. It has all these artists here in the thumbnail, and you may not know all of them, but as you're watching, you're like, wait, I want to hear about this industry plant here, right? Like, it makes you watch longer. And like, watch time is really important. Like, the most important things on YouTube for success: click-through rate and watch time. and the fact and when the two of them synchronize essentially, and the way you do that is an interesting but accurate title, because if you clickbait, people are not going to watch as long, right? So you want people to be interested but also watch as long as possible.
Love and speaks to something greater, and you're about to share it to the world, and you do, and it just absolutely does nothing. And then you make a video or a post or whatever right afterward ranting about how that did poorly, and then that thing goes gangbusters.
Yep. Bro, because drama sells, dude. Drama sells.
Support starts pouring in over how others
Not on the music though. They don't support the music. They support on that post or video or whatever.
feel that things should have done better and all kind. What are you supposed to think when that happens to you? It's easy.
It's not you, it's the algorithm, bro. How to fix a hole in drywall will give views forever. That's a different thing though. We're talking about recommendations. We're talking about YouTube algorithm recommendations. And then that's like search. Like search is different. Like having like an interesting thumbnail and title, that's good for search, but also like it's not all. A more informative video or something that's been up longer will generally perform better when it comes to search because it has more views, right? Whereas recommendations are something different here. That's why you see Matty Boss on the side here. This is a recommendation. Like you get way more views from recommendations. Like you probably like 10x plus.
That make connections that ultimately steer you away from sharing the very things you're most passionate to share with others. It might have failed the first time, but that just means the presentation requires polishing. The angles require sharpening. The audience is always changing.
That is true, because that could up the watch time, right? So he has a good point with the angles and whatnot.
And we have to change with them. I'm a firm believer that music as a visual medium, including the meta of turning the music process into the art itself, has just as much potential as anything else that we can do. The frontier is vast and mostly unexplored, which can be intimidating.
God, dude, I really like John. Like that's extremely true, but I'm not going to be the guy that's going to explore that frontier. That's all I'm saying.
We're a long way from figuring it out. There's no doubt that translating what we do to video
house music made me gay, and it's just like fucking a house mix.
Can be clunky. But I do think that my journey to week after week refine what it truly means to turn the active making into the make itself is important, as well as the other people on here who are working hard to crack the same code.
I think if you wanted to do this route of like making music with your YouTube channel, a good way to do it is try to get into the psychology of what makes people click. Like what would make a musician click on this? Like maybe like some sort of, I mean, it sounds lame, but some sort of challenge, or using some sort of specific gear that is trendy at the moment or like popular. Like I said, a lot of this sounds kind of lame, but you're going to have to like mold the idea a little bit in order to get people to be interested in it. Because just like making a beat, making an electronic beat, making a trap beat, that's not going to work. That's going to get two people to click on it.
Maybe we'll inspire someone who will take what we have to offer and build on it in a way that only we could imagine. I hope that's...
How many times can you do that before you run out of content or people get bored? I don't know, bro. But I mean, that can be said for any type of content. But that's one good thing about news content is it's constantly changing.
The case, but we have to prove to our audiences that it's just as rewarding to see someone else create than it is to just talk about creation or talking about the logistics of the business of creation or the psychology of creation. We need to prove that showing is just as integral as telling. We need to show them that they can get just as much from seeing someone put something together as being told how to do it themselves. I want to turn the comment section of this video over to you.
So you want more Ed Talentis? You know, when you say it that way, never mind. This video sucks. Nah, I'm just playing around, obviously.
If you know a channel, big or small, that deserves a shout for what they're doing on YouTube regarding bringing their own musical process to viewers.
This guy, dude, comment bait. This kind of stuff does work too, though. You know, we can get those comments up, you know what I mean? That's really pushing the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? So if you know, actually maybe cut out that first part there. Once we say it ironically, then we can do that. But yeah, if you know somebody who's awesome at making beats, put them in the comments, you know what I mean? Not because it helps push the video, you should leave a comment.
I want this to serve as a sort of hub for those who are looking for more of it. And if you're watching this as a musician who's either looking to get into all of this or
Weaver's got a crush on John, is making him blush. Oh,
or somebody
put yourself in the comments. That's so cringe to put yourself in the comments.
Who wants to branch out, please do it, because it may not feel like it at the moment, but we all stand to benefit from you breaking your own personal ground. Thank you for watching.
Fuck, that was a really good video, dude. I really like that. I feel like somebody's needed to make that video for a long time and nobody's made it, which I think is, you know, how a lot of YouTube videos should be made, or like the best ones are made. And yeah, he did it. He put it together perfectly, in my opinion. This was really well scripted. Let's look at the comments here.